Hi everyone, it's Inspired Fire here. Um, so I wanted to talk about the last thing I said in my last video. I basically talked about valuing yourself and just being able to say no, because that tells people that I need to take care of myself first, and that also tells you, you know what, you need to value yourself more, and that's one of the reasons that I feel have contributed to my depression. The martyr syndrome of thinking you have to please everyone, that you have to help everyone, just does not work. Because if you're broken, then you can't fix anyone else, because how are you going to fix someone? You're going to help somebody else if you're broken. So you gotta work on yourself first, and it's like self-care and everything like that. I feel like I have been trying to, I'm not perfect. I'm definitely not perfect at it, saying no, but I know now that I need to say more no, a lot more often, because that's just gonna make me start feeling sorry for myself. Um, if you guys don't know, I am an infant teacher and certified early education teacher, and cross certified, yeah. So I can work with infants and toddlers and preschool. Yeah, it's pretty cool. And by the way, I didn't tell anyone that I was certified until I got to be able to take care of kids by myself. It's an awesome feeling. Everyone was just like, "Oh, she's certified." How did the director knew, but no one else knew. And I never told anyone that was cross certified either. So that's kind of a big deal. It's like I watched the video. It's just like, if you do something badass, keep it to yourself, because you did something great, and yeah, you know it and no one else knows it. So that's pretty cool. Um, yeah, and it also doesn't show that like you're a bragger either. Um, so what I wanted to say, at my job, I work at Bright Horizons. There is in Massachusetts. I From like day one, there has been this girl. She's been terrible to me. It's just like, I don't know why. Like I said, there are people in this, like I said in my other video, there are people in this world who you're just not going to please. No matter what you do, no matter what you say, you're just not going to please them. And it's not just from a racial point of view, or it's just like a sexuality point of view. Like, I don't like you because you're gay, or you're trans, or you're black, or you're Mexican, or it's they just don't like you because they don't like you. One, because they don't like themselves, and they see you and they see what they want in you but they can't have. Or two, they just feel entitled. They feel entitled, and you're trying to get in their business. You're trying to take them down for some reason. I don't know why that's something, and I have no idea why they would think that, because I could care less about what you do. I mean, I didn't even know you until right now, so I don't know why you think I'm trying to take down everything that you work for. Um, though those are the type of people you need to watch out for, because I don't know what's up with them. And the thing is, from since day one, there has been this girl who has just been so rude to me, and it's just I told the administration, but they did nothing about it. And it's not like they even like talk to her by herself. It's not like they even talk to her, and it's not like they could have talked to her. They could have got me and her in the same room with them and talked to us both, or like there was a training the day after I talked to them. Because if you know about Horizon, they're always redoing the rules and trying to make kids safer. And but we had a training after, and they said nothing about, like, obviously I knew they in a training like that where everyone's present, they're not going to call out someone by name, but they could have said something about, like, oh, we need to talk respectfully to our people and to our colleagues here. But no, they did nothing of that. So and I didn't stick up for myself with her. So that's where I made a mistake. First defense is you speaking up against the person who's attacking you. So, but I went to administration because it's not my job to go after a person who's attacking me, but an employee, someone who's attacking me, but because it's administration's job, who so because they hired her, so it's just like, okay, let administration deal with her. So I told administration, I didn't say give her by name, but I said within the infant team, and there were only four of us at that time, so it wasn't hard. It was, I mean, obviously there were three, so it was three other people. So I mean, but it had to be so they I didn't I said there, so there were three other people besides me in the infant team teacher. So it wasn't hard to it wasn't that hard to wonder um who might be attacking me, so, or bullying me. So it was just so like I said, they never said anything. So obviously, because the administration is my director, in the education coordinators, so who are in the center. So that didn't work out. I went to the regional manager. The regional manager did nothing. So I had nothing to do. To this day, I think about it all the time, what I should have done. I should have spoke up, but I just didn't know what to do. I didn't want to create any more bad blood between us, but I should have said something, because she already made me uncomfortable every time I talked to her, every time she talked to me. I mean, actually, I don't think I ever initiated any animosity towards her. I think she always did it. And I was just tired of it, and I should have said something. But she got married during those days, and when quarantine happened, she over the time she moved to Florida with her husband. So that was one burden that was lifted off my shoulders. Um, Now, fast forward to a few months ago, probably like three, no, actually, probably like 5 months ago. There's a new girl who comes in. She's not a teacher. She's a floater. A floater is like it's kind of like it's some a floater is obviously floats around the center, and they basically, since if you know early education and how early education works, we have to be in ratio. So like there can be a certain amount of teachers when there's a certain amount of children in each room. So they will they will come in and substitute for the person while they take their break, and or they will go and get supplies one if a teacher runs out, if a classroom runs out of supplies, and do dishes and laundry, stuff like that. So she comes in, and she's like I think she's like 18 when she comes in for the first time. So she introduces herself. The director shows her around the center. She goes to every classroom and sees like what the setup is. So we start getting into she she's not in my classroom because again she's a floater, but and there's um but she knows, but I mean, but she's been in my class. She's shadowed us for a few days, and there's this one thing that I didn't like about when I first started. The thing that I didn't like about three of my the infant teacher team, because there were three others, they a lot of them would like to cut corners just to get the baby to stop crying, and it's just like that's not what you're supposed to do, though. um so I I was just like, oh man. And so fast forward, it's like, so all three of the previous infant teachers have left after quarantine was over and our center opened up again. So there was no all there was one of them was left. And her and me were the only two that were left from the year I started. So this girl comes in, the floater comes in. She's shadowing us. The other teacher who's in there with me, she wants to do everything the way she wants to do everything. So, but I'm telling the floater, this is how you're actually supposed to do it, not the way. And so, but the thing is, she gets defensive with me, and then she has an attitude with me whenever I tell her, you have to do this, not that. Just like, and she always wants to, but the other teacher is like, but she's wrong. And I'm telling her, but the way she's doing it is wrong. Don't do what she does. And it's just like, and she's just, and so on multiple occasions she's done this, and I'm just saying, and and I'm just telling her what to do properly. And so I've had to talk to administration a bunch of times to, because this girl has an attitude, and I don't know if other teachers like in because she's obviously been in the toddler room, and she's been in the preschool room. So I don't know what other teachers are like with her. how she is with other teachers. But and the thing is, I've worked in the toddler room at Bright Horizons too, when there were before COVID, because now there's more restrictions. So like only a certain own infants are only infant teachers are only left in the infant room, and the toddler teacher are only left in the toddler room. We can't go back and forth, up and down. Um, and so I know that there aren't as many rules as there are in infants, obviously, because while they're still toddlers, they're a little more they're a lot more independent than infants. So, because they know what they can't, I mean, most of them know what they can and cannot do. Most of them know, like, if I do that, I might get hurt. Babies, on the other hand, once they're mobile, they can do whatever they want. They feel like they can do whatever they want. They feel like they don't know what can hurt them, what cannot hurt them. They don't know, I can eat that, can't I? And it's like, but I can eat that, can't I? Because it looks like food. It's like, no, it's not food. That's why we have to teach them you can't eat the food. That's why we teach them right before they go to toddlers. You can't eat the toys. That's not good. And also promotes and it also promotes germs. So you don't want that. Um so I'm telling her all these things that so fast forward to a few days ago. I'm telling her all these things that she should do. Um I thought we were past that. I thought she finally got some training after she's been around the whole entire center for a few months, and she's understanding. You know what? There are some rules I have to follow in Bright Horizons, because I've also worked in the preschool section for like a day, but I've spent most time out. The most time I spent outside of infants was in toddlers for like 2 weeks. So in toddlers in preschool, their rules are basically non-existent, and the rules are they all know something can hurt me and something can't. They all have the routine of food, diaper, toilet, nap, um, diaper, toilet, food, nap, play. That's all their routine, because like when we have to prep infants to go to toddlers, because then that's how they understand how routines start. What they understand how we have to prep them to. You have to start getting into routine, because that's how toddlers learn. They like routines, because then there's the same thing with babies. They like when they're around 7 to 9. They understand they understand recognize faces when they're 3, but then like when they get to 7 to 9, they start understanding routines, because they start understanding that this is the person who's caring for me, so and that other person who is picking me up, I don't know that person. They're not part of my routine. I've never seen them before, so they're not part of my routine. And the same thing with toddlers. If there's if they like he don't have lunch at a certain time, they're just like, we're supposed to have lunch. Aren't we supposed to have lunch at a certain time? And it's the same thing. So so back to the story. A few days ago, um, I will we she came in to take the break, to cover the break of the teacher who was leaving, and she one baby is in a high chair, so we're getting her ready. So she's finished eating, and she's going for a nap. I, on the other hand, am also in feeding another baby, they're not in a high chair. They're already sitting at an actual table, but it's a low table. It's a like a toddler table. And but because they can sit now, so like because they're a little older. She like, can you get this baby out of the high chair? She's like, sure. The floater again, just to be clear. And so she takes off the, I don't know how other high chairs work because I'm not really familiar with other high chairs, but she takes off it. The high chair can come apart. You just spread it and then it comes off. So she took off the table, and she turns her back to the baby, and she goes all the way over there to the trash can. Now, mind you, the trash can is not, we have a few trash cans everywhere. The trash can for the food is not that far away, but still, you, the buckle that holds the baby, buckle is like basically, it's very thin, and it's like this, the height of it, it's like this much. So it's like basically the buckle is there just to reinforce the table, which is, it's the table is the thing that's mostly holding the baby. So once the table is gone, the buckle is basically not really doing anything. And so babies can get excited. So when the baby's going to be top heavy, and then they're probably going to fall and hit their head. Now it's not that far. It's like probably like this far from the high chairs, like this, and the floor is like right here. But if the baby falls, what do you think's going to happen? I don't want to say it's going to die, but it may be a possibility that the baby might die. Something might traumatize the baby's head, baby's skull, the baby's brain. I don't know. So one, the the direct the so one, people will get fired. Everyone in the room is going to get fired because it's not just one sole person who's responsible. It's everyone who's in the room, who every every teacher in the room is going to get fired. Two, we might get charged for neglect. Most likely, we will get charged for neglect. And three, never work, not just in the state of Massachusetts, never work in the country of the United States of America in childcare ever again. And I don't want that. Obviously, I do not want that because I chose to work at this job, and like you did. And I remember when she started, she said, my aunt owns a foster care and I want to help her out. So obviously you chose this job because you want experience working with children. But yet I'm telling you what to do, but you always give me an attitude. And like, so when she I had so I when she took off the table, I had to stop feeding the baby that I was feeding to take the child out of the high chair because she turned her back. And it's just like, and I'm telling her, you know what, next time, can you take the the table off and then set it down next to the high chair, and then take the baby out and then put the food in the tray. And even before I could finish my sentence, she was like, yeah, okay, I get it, or something like that. Or she said, yes, I understand. It's like, and she said it with an attitude. So I was just like, okay, didn't expect that, but I should have expected that because she needs to learn that. And I a few minutes later, I confront her. I said, if I make you feel inferior in any way, if I'm talking to you in a way that offends you, I would love for you to tell me. I would like for you to tell me, because that is not my intention. I don't want you to feel uncomfortable in any way in this situation. And she's just like, well, yeah, sometimes you do say stuff that offend me. And I'm just like, so are you gonna say how? I'm can you at least, like, I'm not gonna ask, I didn't ask her how did I offend, but she was like, she didn't have any claims to back up her way that she, that the way that she thinks I offend her. I didn't ask her I don't think I asked her in a demanding way. I said, can you, and can you do this next time? Because, and I even told her, if she had fallen, if that baby had fallen, even though it's even though it's not, we don't think it's that big of a fall, because we're grown, and if we fall that, like, this much, we're not gonna get that hurt. Maybe just a little banged up, but it's like, maybe we're gonna feel a little pain, but it's for us, it's not that bad. But for a baby, that's life. That's literally life or death right there. And and I told her, we could get our license. I could get my license taken away. You don't have your license, obviously, but you most likely won't get your license. You'll never get your license. And and we'll never be able to practice in this country childcare ever again. And it's just, and I feel like it went, and I'm like telling her, like, I know you said you wanted to help your aunt in her foster care, and it's just like, I feel like when I told her that we can't practice, we might not be able to practice in the country, that just went over her head. Because it didn't really seem like she cared that much. She just wanted me to stop heckling her. And it's just like, I'm not heckling her. I'm a certified early education teacher with more experience working with children than you. So yeah, I know a thing or two about working with babies. I mean, yeah, I never worked with babies before until I first came. First, I came to Bright Horizons. But yeah, I know more. I know a little bit more about early education than you do. And it's just like, and I'm telling her, there are a lot more rules within the infant in Bright Horizons, and especially within the infant class, not and that are very different from toddlers and preschool, because they already know, they're already and I told her they're already independent. They already know what they're supposed to do and what they're not supposed to do. And again, I feel like that just went over her head, because I didn't see, she didn't, I didn't see, and I don't think she really understood the gravity of what she did. And it's just like, in the reason she's cool with the other teacher who I work with, but she's not cool with me, because the other teacher, again, she cuts corners. She doesn't tell her what to do. I mean, she does tell her what to do, obviously, but I mean, she doesn't tell her what, like, this is the steps that you need to do it, because she just doesn't feel like it. I guess she doesn't feel like it or something. But it's like, no, I was like, every time we do trainings, I take notes. I remember these stuff, the rules that we have to do. And it's just like, she's getting on me about heckling her. I'm not heckling you. I'm trying to help you keep your job. I'm trying to not make you I'm trying to help you keep your job. I'm not trying to I'm not trying to make you have a record of you killing babies accidentally, because no one wants to know, to be friend with someone who's killed a baby before, even by accident. Because even if it was by accident, then that was neglect, and you chose to neglect a child. So it's like, so she just needed to speak up. If I speak up before, if I said something, because if I said something to offend her, because I don't want to offend her, because if she doesn't speak up, a baby could die. And that's when this is one of the dire situations where you need to speak up, because if you don't speak up, it's going to ruin your life and it's going to ruin their life. That's all I wanted to say. I hope someone got something out of this. I don't know. But yeah, it feels good to talk about it. I like talking about stuff on this channel because I just get to it. And it's my channel, so I get to do whatever I want. So, yeah. Peace. Bye.